They told you Sam Sharpe led a rebellion, that on Christmas Day, 1831, he organized the largest slave revolt in Jamaican history, that he fought, that he resisted, that he was eventually captured and hanged in Montego Bay. They gave you the facts, but they left out the truth. Sam Sharpe wasn't just a revolutionary, he was a teacher, a man who understood something most people still don't understand today. You can remove every physical chain and still not be free if your mind is still enslaved. Sam Sharpe spent years before that rebellion doing something more dangerous than planning an uprising. He was freeing minds. He was organizing consciousness. He was teaching enslaved people that they were human, that they had worth, that they had rights. And that's what terrified the plantation owners. Not the rebellion itself, the consciousness that made it possible. Because once a mind is free, the body will follow. And that's the work you need to do right now, not in 1831, today, because you're still carrying mental chains. And until you break those, you'll never truly be free. Let me tell you what Sam Sharpe understood that most people today still don't understand. He knew that slavery wasn't just physical, it was mental, it was spiritual. It was a complete system designed to make people believe they were less than human. The plantation system didn't just use whips, it used psychology. It told enslaved people that they were property, that they were born to serve, that their role was to obey. That resistance was impossible, that this was just how things were and would always be. And most people believed, not because they were weak, because the programming was complete. When you're born into a system where everyone around you accepts it, when punishment for questioning is death, you learn not to question. But Sam Sharpe questioned everything. He was a deacon, a Baptist preacher, and he used that position to do something revolutionary. He taught the people how to think. He didn't just preach salvation in the afterlife, he preached dignity in this life. He taught that God didn't create anyone to be a slave. That's all humans had equal worth, that the system was wrong, not them. He organized secret meetings, Bible study groups that were actually consciousness sessions. He taught people to read, to think critically, to question authority, to recognize their own humanity. And slowly, over years, he broke the mental chains. He helped people to see that the plantation owners weren't superior, they were just powerful, and power can be challenged. He helped people see that obedience wasn't virtue, it was conditioning, and conditioning can be broken. He helped people see that they weren't property, they were people, and people have rights. So by the time Christmas 1831 came, Sam Sharpe had done something more dangerous than stockpiling weapons. He had created a population of people who knew their worth, who understood they deserved freedom, who were willing to risk everything to claim it. That is mental liberation. That's consciousness work. And that's what made the rebellion possible. Now, let me tell you what mental chains some of you may still be carrying. You're not on a plantation. Nobody's physically enslaving you, but your mind. Your mind? Your mind is still in chains. You still think like someone who's enslaved. You still operate from the consciousness they programmed into you. And until you break that, you'll never be free, no matter how many laws change. You carry the chain of inferiority. You still believe deep down that you're less than, that your culture is inferior, that your way of speaking needs correction, that your hair needs straightening, that your skin needs lightening, that everything natural about you needs to be fixed. Sam Sharpe, he broke that chain. He taught people that they're human, and they're equal. There's nothing wrong with you, but you're still trying to fit into their image of acceptable. Some of you are still measuring yourself by their standards. Some are still believing the lie that you need to be more like them to have value. You carry the chain of obedience. You still bow to authority without questioning. You accept systems that exploit you. You still believe that if you just work hard and follow the rules, you'll be rewarded. Sam Sharpe broke that chain. He taught people question everything. Authority isn't always right. Obedience isn't always virtue. But some of you, you're still complying with systems designed to keep you down. You're still grateful for opportunities that are actually exploitation. You're still playing by rules that were written to ensure you lose. You carry the chain of impossibility. You still believe freedom is impossible, that the system is too big, that nothing will ever change, that this is just how things are and will always be. Sam Sharpe broke those chains. He taught people change is possible. The system can be challenged. You have more power than you think. But some of you, you're still accepting what shouldn't be accepted, still saying that's just how Jamaica stay. You're still living like resistance is futile. You carry the chain of waiting. You're waiting for someone to save you, waiting for the government to change, waiting for the system to fix itself, and waiting for permission to be free. Sam Sharpe broke that chain. He taught people freedom isn't given, it's taken. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to save yourself. Some of you still waiting, still hoping, still expecting someone else to do the work. These are the mental chains, and they're more powerful than any physical chain because you don't even see them. You think this is just who you are, just how you think, just reality, but it's not. It's programming, and Sam Sharpe proved it can be broken. So, how do you break mental chains? How do you do what Sam Sharpe did and free your mind? You have to first recognize the chains. You can't break what you don't see. You have to become aware of your programming. Every belief you hold, ask yourself, is this mine? Or was this given to me? Every standard you measure yourself by, ask, who created this standard? And does it serve? Every limitation you accept, ask if it's real or is it conditioning. Sam Sharpe taught people to question. You have to do the same. Question everything, especially the things everybody knows to be true. Second, reject the narrative. Once you see the chains, you have to be actively rejecting them. When they tell you you're inferior, reject it. You're not less than anyone. Your culture, your language, your appearance, there's nothing wrong with it. When they tell you to obey, reject it. Question authority. Challenge systems that don't serve you. Compliance is not virtue. When they tell you it's impossible, reject it. Change has happened. Change will happen. And you have more power than they want you to believe. Sam Sharpe didn't just complain about slavery, he rejected the entire premise. He said, no, this is wrong, and I will not accept it. You have to do the same with every lie you've been told about yourself, about your people, about your possibilities. Third, reclaim your humanity. This is what Sam Sharpe did that was so powerful. He didn't just tell people they were enslaved, he reminded them they were human. You have to do the same. Reclaim your dignity, your worth, your right to exist freely. Stop apologizing for who you are. Stop shrinking yourself. Stop asking permission to take up space. Stop performing for people who will never value you. You're human, you're equal, you're worthy. Not because you earned it, because you exist. Fourth, organized consciousness. Sam Sharpe didn't just free his mind, he freed others. He organized, he taught, he built a community of conscious people. You can't do this alone. Find your people, the ones who are awake, the ones who are questioning, the ones who refuse to stay asleep. Talk to each other, teach each other, and support each other and build consciousness together. Because a single conscious person can be silenced, but a community of conscious people, that's unstoppable. Fifth, take action. Mental liberation is the first step, not the only step. Sam Sharpe didn't just teach people to think differently. He organized them to act, to demand their freedom, to be willing to risk for it. And once your mind is free, your life has to change. You can't think like a free person and live like an enslaved one. What action does your freedom require? Maybe it's leaving a job that exploits you. Maybe it's starting a business that serves your community. Maybe it's growing your own food. Maybe it's teaching your children differently. Maybe it's organizing your neighbors. Mental liberation without action, that's just philosophy. Some shall prove that freedom requires both conscious minds and courageous action. Sam Sharpe was hanged in Montego Bay on May 23rd, 1832. And his last words? I would rather die upon yonder gallows than live in slavery. He died free, not because his body was free. It wasn't because his mind was free. And nobody could take that from him. The rebellion he led didn't end slavery immediately, but it changed something more important. It changed consciousness. It proved that enslaved people could organize, could resist, could be willing to die for freedom rather than live in chains. And 2 years later, slavery was abolished in Jamaica, not because the plantation owners had a change of heart, because people like Sam Sharpe made it possible to maintain the system. Consciousness changed first, policy followed. That's the legacy he left you. He proved that mental liberation is a foundation, that you can't have physical freedom without mental freedom first, that the work starts in the mind. And he proved that one person teaching consciousness can change everything. You carry that legacy in your DNA. Sam Sharpe's courage, his consciousness, his refusal to accept what shouldn't be accepted. But the question is, what are you doing with that legacy? Are you honoring it by doing the same work he did, freeing minds, starting with your own? Or are you dishonoring it by staying asleep, by accepting mental chains, by living like freedom is impossible? Sam Sharpe didn't die so you could stay enslaved in your mind. He died so you could be free, mentally, spiritually, physically. Now it's your turn to do the work. Free your mind first. That's what Sam Sharpe knew. That's what he taught. That's what he died for, because a person with a free mind cannot be enslaved, cannot be controlled, cannot be stopped. So break the mental chains, question the programming, reject the narratives, reclaim your humanity, organize consciousness, take action. That's how you honor Sam Sharpe. That's how you honor all the ancestors who fought for your freedom. Not by talking about them, by becoming what they were, mentally free.